Welcome to the making of a DM. The new norm. It's either going to make you or break you. And oh, by the way, I'm not talking about the new norm you might be thinking I'm talking about. So with that said, let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your boy Mark Evans, DM. Appreciate you being here. We got a big show today. I want to share something very powerful with you that I think you can have some big breakthroughs in your life. If it happens in your life, it will happen in your business if you have a business. But as I'm sitting here, never been here before actually where I'm shooting this show. I'm at my house here in Cleveland. As you may or may not know, I have a big 14-acre estate here overlooking a 200-foot ravine. It's flanked around. It's kind of like a moat around my house. And so I have a bench set up here back in the woods. I have several benches in different places to go back and meditate and think and thought audit and just watch birds and deer or whatever I want to do, right? And as I'm sitting here thinking about this, you know, it's just a lot of cool stuff has been going on in life. A lot of crazy shit, actually, too, on that side as well. But I just want to take a second and say thank you guys very much for all the messages I get via private message and Facebook, Instagram, email. Appreciate all you guys going over and supporting on podcast, you know, just giving 5-star review over on iTunes and all that. It really does mean a lot to me, and it helps other people find out about the show. So if the show's been beneficial to you, you can share it with a couple people, you know, share your message on social or whatever. Just I appreciate it. Tag me because I typically will repost and reply if I see it. But enough about that. Again, thank you guys all as well about supporting the new book. Me, Economy, came out with blazing guns. Many people supported that, hundreds and hundreds of people. So thank you guys. 100% of those profits go to Tim Ballard's charity. So it's always neat to be able to give back to you guys and help guide you and share my knowledge in any way I can. And it's book format will come out on audio in a couple months. But for $15, not only is it just great information that could help you, but also it just goes to a great cause. So if you find it in your heart or if you want to learn and educate yourself, it's a very simple read. 175 pages, can read it fairly quickly, couple 2-3 days, depending how slow or fast you read and how much time you put into it. But I've had mega feedback on it, and I'm very honored to be a part of that process with people. So check it out. It's on Amazon. As you know, it's where all books are. So get over to Amazon.com and type in Mark Evans, DM, me, Economy. So really neat to see that happen. So today I want to talk to you as I'm sitting here from the bench overlooking this 200-foot ravine, watching these black squirrels run around, a couple deer. And I want to talk to you about something that I hear the word that was thrown around a lot as we're coming out of COVID or pandemic or whatever we call it these days. And people are calling it the new norm. And I was thinking about that because I'm like, you know, they're using it in a context. I'm thinking like, dude, like the new norm, it's disgusting, right? It's not normal to be wearing a mask everywhere. That's not the new norm. And anyway, so as I thought on it, I think about this kind of stuff, and I'm just wondering, like, the new norm. And then I start thinking about, like, the good about new norm. And the truth is, as I'm talking to you at this multi-million-dollar property, this is my norm. It is my new norm. This wasn't my norm 25 years ago when I started. This wasn't my norm 10 years ago. And I started thinking about like my new norms have evolved consciously over the years. For the first 10 years of my life, it was subconsciously, right? I'm just working. You know, how do I make $1 million a year? Actually, it was first $100,000 a year. Then I wanted to make $1 million once I realized I could make 100, right? So I'm like, what is your new norm? What does your norm look like? And I started thinking like my normal, like if I'm not evolving, I'm genuinely dissolving. I feel it. I'm not happy. I'm not like it's not about money, by the way. I'm talking about evolving as a person, as a company, as individually, like as a family guy. Like I'm looking to evolve at all levels. And when I'm really in the trenches, evolving on all fronts, and I'm making a very hardcore conscious effort at all levels, the fun, financial, fitness, faith, family, and all that, I really start to feel better. I like things are clicking. So my new norm, I have a new norm daily. My norm is changing. My norm will be different next month than it is right now, right? Ideally, you have more money in the bank. Ideally, you're healthier physically. Ideally, you have more relationship capital with your friends and your family and such. Ideally, you have a great relationship and it's evolving with yourself. So what's your norm look like? Have you looked at your normal? Have you given yourself thought about where you're at today and how you got there? A lot of people are out here subconsciously getting to where they're at today without even putting any thought into it. Because actually, if you think about it, you're going to get some anxiety. Why? Because time is limited. You want it now, right? This is the thing is with high performers, I'm very fortunate to get to work with a lot of great guys that are pushing the limits and growing. And, this is cool to me. Actually, a bunch of my people, clients in the DM family have bought their dream homes. I'm talking multi-million-dollar dream homes. People have bought their hundreds of thousands of dollars of cars, watches. And it sounds materialistic if you just hear that piece. But the truth is these are dreams these guys have had for 10, 15, 20, 30 plus years. And they're coming to fruition. So what I mean by that is the anxiety piece I just mentioned. You're going to get a sense of anxiety when you start building your dream list. You start building and getting conscious of your new norm in the future. Your new norm in the future is going to require a new you, a different you. Obviously the same body, same person, I should say. Maybe a different body. Maybe it looks way different. Maybe you got 6-pack abs. Maybe you got 8-pack. I don't know what you're going for. Maybe you're able to move better and this and that. Sorry if you hear the leaves. Get a little breezy just now. It's the new norm. The leaves are blowing. But as I'm sitting here, like, this is the stuff I'm thinking about. I'm looking at evolving the new norm on purpose. And like I said, there was a lot of talk with the government saying, this is the new norm. And people are like, the new norm looks like this and that. Again, back to me economy. The only fucking norm I care about is my norm. And when I get normal, I want to get unnormal. I want a new norm. See, about 10 years ago, I was, when I was 30, so about 13 years ago. Oh, yeah, shit, I had a birthday even. June 19th, turned the big 4-3. So thank you. I had thousands of messages. It's wild. I can't reply to everyone, but if anybody here did reply to me, thank you very much. And it means it's a huge deal. But when I was 30 years old, me and my wife, we were sitting in a 16,000 square foot house. And it's the first time I bought my rolls. So it's actually my first rolls, my first mansion. And it was kind of like I was coming off this travel stint. Me and my wife, we were traveling for 3 years. I thought we were going to settle down for a minute. Bought this big pad out in Chateau Lawn in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia area. And I remember walking around, I'm like, this is it. I had the rolls, I had the mansion, I had the money, I had the stuff. But I just wanted to help people. I wanted to do more. I wanted to re-normalize. I wanted to create a new norm to my life. Listen, for 12 years of my life, I gave every minute of my life to work. Every minute. I love working. I don't mind working, but the problem is I was working on a lot of the wrong things. And sometimes when you're so deep in the trenches, you don't even know it's wrong or right. You're just working because that's what you're taught, right? So I had to stop to fucking reevaluate my norm. Did I like it or not? And then what did my new norm look like if I wanted something new? So I started asking different questions, and it forced me to pivot, to rearrange my day, to when I'm driving to a job site to be listening to podcast. Back now it's podcast shows, but back then it was CD players with a rubber band around it, plugged into the tape deck, so I could play a CD in the tape deck truck. This is a true story, by the way, and it wouldn't skip. So there's a lot of things I had to do. I had to reprogram, rewire my brain. listening to the Tony Robbins, the Proctors, and anybody I could listen to. The mobile university became my place. It was my safe haven. Like I wanted to go bid jobs. This is when I was doing construction and rehabbing houses for myself. And like, we're driving an hour each way. Like, dude, like I'm listening to this shit. I gotta literally, reprogram my brain, hardwire it. So I wanted a new norm. And this is what it really comes down to. What does your new norm look like? See, my new norm looked like mansions, a lot of money in the bank, healthier lifestyle, family man, and all these things. And as you have kids, the norm starts changing drastically. As the kids get older, your new norm starts changing. As the kids leave the house, your new norm looks different. As you make a lot of money, your new norm looks different. And, because again, in the beginning, straight up, I wanted to make money. I had to make money. And I would work my ass off to make money. Now, I don't have to work and I make money, right? True story. I don't have to work. I want to work, right? I have enough things in place. I've built up all these awesome assets and great team members that are amazing, absolutely amazing, teammate all the way for sure. But, I don't have to work. I genuinely love to wake up and create a new norm for me and my family. And what's cool about it, I'm only 43, shit, tomorrow could be the last day. But I haven't done dick for where my norm will be a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Like, let me paint a picture. And I'm just sharing with you guys real life shit. This isn't meant to be douchey. If you think it's douchey, it's not. It just says more about you than me. But like right now, I'm working with a buddy of mine. His name's Adam. And I'm working on, I'm starting to scour to look for a jet to buy for myself and my family. And, looking at different types of jets, different aircrafts, which ones make sense? How much does it cost a year to run? To run the kind of jet I want, $1 million to $1.5 million a year just to maintain it, right? A year. So you need 80 to 100,000, 120,000 a month minimum. And that's just to maintain. Flying a little bit here and there, nothing crazy, right? This is not like massive. This is not like flying all over the country every day. So I start creating, okay, cool. Well, I have houses. I spend, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on house taxes and insurance and landscaping and all that. Cool. Okay. My cars. Well, I don't owe payments on the cars because I pay cash for all that shit. I've talked about that many times. But I pay cash for all my cars. If I have a car, it's cash free and clear. Promise you that. Stupid, I know. But it is what it is. As you may or may not know, I lost a car to repo back when I was like in my 20-ish, 2022, somewhere around there. And I'm not saying that an age range should be silly. Like, I kind of forget it because it had massive financial PTSD at that moment. That's a real thing too, by the way. So ever since that moment, I always said, if I'm going to buy a car, I'm paying cash. If I can't afford it 10 times over, I don't buy it, period. Cash, right? See, there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of cool shit, but they're massively leveraged, So where my brain goes to, back to this new norm in the jet, I need $100,000 a month for easy math, let's say, to pay for the monthly jet. That's not, by the way, I'd pay cash for the jet. That's just for monthly maintenance of the jet and, the crew, et cetera. So my brain goes to work, not saying, oh, I can't afford that. Or, oh, God, by the way, that was my old norm. That's how I grew up. I can't afford it. It must be nice. Yeah, it's good for them, but that stuff doesn't happen for people like me. Bullshit conversations we've all had, by the way. Instead, I reprogrammed my brain over the years to ask different questions, have the universe start aligning with my objective. My new norm is, what asset do I create to pay for my jet? This is not, by the way, maybe you could buy a property or whatever, but $100,000 a month. I'm talking clear. Like, that's what we need to clear, $100,000 a month. That's not so easy with a couple properties. You're going to need a decent amount. So it's a heavier lift. My brain, I understand how to build or buy and scale businesses, right? So I understand I could buy something that's making $50,000 a month today. And, I could buy that today for whatever, say $2 million. And I could buy that and I could turn that into $100,000 to $200,000 a month income stream to pay for a jet. using this as an example. This is real life, by the way. This is real time. This is the shit I'm thinking about and looking at as I speak to you. And another thing is I'm sending messages to my buddies that are looking to buy jets and some buddies that own jets and saying, yo, here's the jet you said you want. Here's some details. Like my buddy already did research for me. This might help you as well because I know you're on the journey to buy one as well. And they're like, oh, shit, man, blah, blah, blah. And then my brain goes, it's like, dude, our new norm, it's not like meet me at fucking 7-Eleven in your shitty Chevette or S10 truck, which I used to have a lowrider. Meet me there at 7 p.m. and we'll hang and get a super Slurpee and a hot dog. My new norm is what tarmac, what FBO are you going to be at? And when are we meeting? In what state, what country, right? So it's like, yo, I'll be at the Masters on this date. We're landing at this time. I'll see you in a few. And picture this. And again, when I was a wannabe business owner, and I owned a business, I said, but I really had a job, I always envisioned pulling up to an office complex with a bunch of cool cars, and I'm the boss. True story. I wanted to be the boss. Thought that's what you were supposed to be. I never had, by the way, let's just be clear, I was an entrepreneur before it was cool. I was an entrepreneur when I was growing up. You were lazy, trying to get out of work, and trying to figure out how to make money doing nothing. And that wasn't the case. I knew I was never going to work for anybody. I just wanted to create a new norm for my life. But now instead, kind of what I envision, and I dream about this shit, by the way, is me. And I have a lot of buddies buying jets right now and in the process of looking like I am. But I picture us landing in a very cool location with 20, 30 jets all lined up. And we're all doing business together. We're all buddies. We're all great fathers. We're all great leaders. We have amazing teams. We all have, like, our new norm is like us. Yo, man, let's go meet for dinner somewhere. We fly an hour to go meet for dinner. Instead of drive an hour, we fly for an hour. Land on the tarmac. We get swooped up by the driver. They take us to dinner. We swoop back to the tarmac and roll out. That's my new norm in the future. Promise you that. Watch me. Don't listen to me. Watch me. See, this is the shit that I'm thinking about daily. See, when people are like, Mark, I want to pay you 10 grand for the day. No, the reason I don't, because my vision, my goal, 10 grand a day ain't paying for this jet. You know what I mean? 10 grand. I need to be thinking about businesses where I can get a multiplier. So that's why I like buying companies or creating companies. I can multiply growth through my connections, through my knowledge base, etc. I understand business a little bit. I'm still learning, by the way. I don't know dick for the next level, but I'm still learning and growing. And my new norm is, when do we sell a company for 100+ million? When do we create a franchise opportunity? Blah, 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 blah. And I have some buddies in that space, so I'm talking to them about that kind of stuff. See, these are the new norms. Where you're at today is only temporary if you're actionable. By the way, even if you don't even know what the hell you're doing, it's only temporary, because you're either going to have a windfall of money or you're not going to have money in the future, right? You're either building something or destroying something, your body, your health, your wealth, etc., right? So what we put attention to grows. And I'm telling you, I want you to all get financially free. I all want you to have massive amounts of wealth. I all want you to be bigger givers to charity and things that are important to you and your family and your life. I want you to have that healthy body. By the way, that's the hardest thing for me. I talk about this in everything I do. That's the hardest because I enjoy being lazy. I enjoy not eating. Eating. I enjoy not working out. Like, not enjoy, but that's the stuff. Like, it's a slippery slope, and you got to be careful. So what's your new norm look like? What's your new norm do? What time does the new normal get up? What time does the new normal do thought auditing? What time does the new normal get with your team and grow your team's vision? Your vision. Global vision. Where are you at today? And where do you want to be tomorrow? Next week, next year? By the way, I'm 43. As of June 19th, my goal has to be to own a jet when I'm 50. Genuinely, I've never really wanted to own a jet as much as I've wanted to today. I've always used the excuse of like, wow, it's a lot of money. I'll just charter. and I do charter. I've been chartering for a long time, but charter. But now it's come to a point where there could be some great opportunities with a jet, tax deductions, flexibility. It's mine. It's kind of cool to say it's mine. And we're not here forever. And I might expedite my timeline. By the way, I have, speaking of the jet, I literally have the model of a jet I want. I had it custom made, painted, everything, color coded out and everything. I did that 4 years ago. 39 years old. That's what I got for myself for my 40th birthday. The jet I wanted 10 years from that point. Now by doing that, I didn't know I was going to get to this point where I'm like, damn, financially I could do it. I could actually pull this shit off, right? Have you ever been in that position where you're like, shit, I actually think I might be able to do this, right? You almost have to believe your own bullshit initially. Well, might not have to. You have to. You start taking the steps and you get so busy doing, you actually forget you could do it. And then you get to a point, that's what I'm saying, you got to stop, look at your norm, and where's your new norm taking you? Sometimes, by the way, your new norm could take you down the wrong path, right? We've all been there. So my new norm, and again, is like growing, evolving. I might expedite my jet purchase 5 to 6 years, maybe 7. Who knows? But what happens too is my brain starts looking for the opportunities in the jet. Maybe I'm at the club and I overhear a guy talking that he's selling a fleet of his jets from his company and he just needs to liquidate them fast and he doesn't want anybody to know because they don't want people thinking they're losing money. They're just selling off the jet division. And I hear that conversation and I go buy a $5 million jet for $4 million, right? Again, these are the things that happen. You don't have to believe me. Think about that time you bought your new car. Think about the time you bought the new shirt or new shoes or new pants. Shit, you see it everywhere. Once you buy it, whatever kind of car, let's say, red Corvette. Everywhere you go, you see a red Corvette almost, it feels like. Because it's brought to the subconscious mind, right? So you got to start writing down your new norm. I'll show you guys later. I can't do it right now. But I'll talk with my wife on this. And I'm not trying to be quirky here, but, I've talked to you guys about the dream room. So as I'm talking to you, they're still putting it all together. But, it's a dream room. It's my dreams, my wife's dreams, my son's dreams, and my daughter's dreams. Now, keep in mind, my son's not even 6. My daughter just turned 2. So their dreams are a little bit different. I want a Lego Nerf gun. I don't know if that's a real thing, but I want Legos. I want Nerf guns, or I want a red fire truck. I want this or that. But who are you sharing your dreams with? Do you even have your dreams written down? Do you even have a visual representation of your dreams? By the way, your dreams are your new norm in the future. You understand that, right? Your dreams are your new norm in the future. Let's say if you have a company right now and there's 2 employees, maybe you and someone else. In the future, do you see yourself 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now in that same exact position? If not, you got to fucking stop doing the stupid shit you're doing and start becoming a better you, different you, to start building what you want in the future. Because if not, mark my fucking words, you're going to wake up 10 years from now in a way worse fucking position because you've lost 10 years of your life and you still have 2 employees. Trust me when I tell you this, I did the same bullshit for 10 years of my life. I was all talking bullshit, acting like the big dog, king of the dipshits, if you will. Surrounding myself around people less than me to make me feel better about myself. This is a true story, by the way. And, instead of making buildings bigger, I was just trying to hang out in the small, I had the biggest building in the smallest area. And by the way, it wasn't even a big building. Fucking 2 stories around 1 story, it's bigger, right? So I had to start thinking different. I had to start reading different books. I had to start taking a different conversation. This is why when people come to me, and I'm going to give you a huge tip here. When people come to me and they're like, Mark, I want to grow my business. I'm like, cool. Do you have an assistant? And I'm not saying this is for everybody, but this is for everybody I work with. Do you have an assistant? No. Well, you need to get an assistant. But I don't have 35, 50 grand a year. Well, you don't need that. You only need $3 grand a month. Can you do that? Yes. Then we need a fucking assistant. If you cannot lead an assistant, you can't fucking lead anybody else. An assistant's doing the work you don't want to do. Period. It's the easiest natural thing to hand off. So what you're doing is through that cycle, the new norm, my new norm, I don't worry about that. By the way, I've always had an assistant since I can remember. Because I hate paperwork. I hate doing petty, basic bullshit. Even though I used to micromanage it, which sounds stupid because it is stupid. I used to micromanage these fuckers because they're like, hey, man, I got 68 cents. I got these Post-it notes. I'm like, fuck, you got it down the street for 42 cents. What are you doing? Like I'm micromanaging a 20-cent conversation. So what's cool about the assistant piece, in 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, you're going to see you starting to let go of things that don't really fucking matter. If 20 cents is changing my business, motherfucker, I ain't got no business. Period. But Mark, I got to pay attention to the small details. Well, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I promise you 20 cents ain't changing the game for anybody. So we need to be focusing on money in, not money out. This is the new norm, by the way. So the old Mark, I used to think an assistant costs money. I used to think hiring a COO costs money. You guys understand, I have sales guys making 20, 30, 40, 50 grand a month. I have affiliate partners making 100 to 200,000 a month with me. I'm asking myself, how do I fucking pay these guys more money? Because if they get paid more, that means they grow it more. If they grow it more, guess what? I fucking make more. The team makes more. We can hire more people. This is how I've been able to build companies from $0 to $20 million in a year because I understand the real process of money and how to hire and bring people on. By the way, I'm really good at fucking this up too. That's why I'm able to do it, because I'm okay to mess it up. See what I mean? My old norm was Mark squeezing the penny so tight, fucking Lincoln's nose was bleeding. Thinking I was going to get rich. I was going to get wealthy. That's why Mark back then, 1.0 Mark at 18 to 24, never even dreamt about the big jet. It wasn't even a thought in my brain. I promise you that. My thought was, how do I make $1 million a year? And how do I buy a Ferrari? That was my thought from 18 to 24. And a Rolls Royce, by the way. By the way, I didn't buy the fucking Rolls until I was 30. Because I realized once I broke free from the old Mark 1.0, my old norm, I had to start becoming a different person. I was so busy and so focused on becoming a better new norm Mark that I didn't even care about the thing I was actually initially going after. Because it didn't fucking matter. Because I was becoming a better person. My bank account was growing. My time was evolving. I was learning how to enjoy my wife, my girlfriend then, Dina, now my wife, because we were traveling around the world at 27. For 7 years, I traveled around the world with her. 7 fucking years. That wasn't a part of my life. That, like I said, in October, my grandmother passed away in 2005. It was a pivotal moment. Boom, December 31st, 2005. I was hanging out in South Beach, Florida, and that's when it started. I was evolving. Like, literally, my new norm was every fucking other day. I was thinking way bigger, way different. My mind, I stepped back to step up. I was so deep in my company. I was so micromanaging every person. I was so worried about pennies. I wasn't focused on dollars. My friends, this is the shit we need to be thinking about and talking about more. Your normal is only temporary. And I challenge you to thought audit on your normal. Where you're at today, is this where you want to be 5 years from now? If not, you better get the fucking work. Truth is, in the next 30 days, in the next 12 months, if you're not where you're at, where you want to be in 12 months, you need to become a different person to get what you want. This shit does not magically happen. That's like saying, I want to lose 20 pounds in 12 months. Well, guess what? I can't be fucking eating pizza every Sunday. I can't be drinking on every day of the week because there's a new sports game on or whatever. I got to get my ass in the gym. I got to stay focused. I got to eat healthier. I got to do this. I got to do that. Who do you have to become to get your new norm? And more importantly, are you willing to do it? Because if not, Stop bullshitting yourself. Stop creating stress that's not needed. If you're, there's a lot of people that talk shit that's not going to ever do anything with it. Trust me. There's a lot of shit talkers out there. Most of them are to themselves. Are you willing to create your new norm? My 18-year-old self never even pictured where I'd be at fucking today. Financially, with my family, what I'm able to do. I could wake up and go anywhere, do anything I want. But yet I'm here shooting a podcast show because this is part of my new norm. Leading, giving back, being a better talker, learning how to speak and share the message at the next level. I'm still learning. I'm still evolving. I'm still creating a new me. And so are you. And my goal in life, this is really cool, is that your new norm and my new norm in the future can match up. The truth is, you might be dreaming to be an ultra billionaire. I might only be dreaming to be a billionaire. You could surpass my norm. By the way, my norm doesn't have to be your norm and any of this other bullshit. That's a whole nother story for a whole different day. But there's identity crisis going on. People are trying to be me. People are trying to be whoever. And it's like, dude, fuck, be the best you. The cool thing about the world we live in is we have access to pretty much any and everybody and everything we want based off of what they show, right? So what I do, this is just a quick tip before I move on, is I look at people. I more importantly pay attention to what they do, not what they say, by the way. The results of what they say, like actually fucking do shit. But you got to understand this. Just because someone's a great business owner doesn't mean they're a great person. Just because someone's a great business owner doesn't mean they're a great husband or a great wife. And I'm not knocking them. I'm just talking like if you're newer to business, you might be looking at one person and idolize them so much you don't see their flaws. We all have flaws, all of us. What you can do is say, "Wow, I really like this guy about what he does here." What I'm talking about is being specific with what you like about the character trait in this individual. Maybe, by the way, this is something that's really cool and I'm very proud of. A lot of people see what I've done in business, which is cool. But one of the biggest, it might be the biggest responses I get from people are like, dude, you're such a fucking amazing dad. I love how you get to hang out with your kids. I love that you're teaching your son this or your daughter that and this and that. To me, by the way, that's the best gift in the world. I talked about that on a show I did about my father. My dad was an amazing guy. He just didn't have the time I have today to be able to spend with me. Even though we spent a long time together. That's how I got into construction. If I want to spend time with dad, guess what I got to do? Got to go to work with dad. I loved it, by the way. I'm not knocking it. I loved it. Got to connect. I got to fucking, my dad's like, quit being a pussy. You only got 2 blisters. Why don't you have 5? Quit slacking, Mark. I want to do that to my son as well. My daughter, shit. It's fun, right? It's some of my best memories of my life to this point. But these are traits. These are things. These are norms. Like when you don't have kids, that's not your new norm until you have kids, right? Your new norm, your life changes. A lot of things change. Your cadence, your thoughts, there's a process to all this. But back to the business and the new norm. Sorry, I'm rambling here because I'm excited because I believe if you take this information and write down my norm today, my norm for 12 months from now, and my norm from 5 years from now, these norms, you have to evolve. Back to the assistant thing. When I hire an assistant, they allowed me to start learning how to let go. Then I hire a sales guy. There was a point in my career when my sales guys were making more money than me, a lot more money than me, like an ultra lot more money than me, a lot more. But I saw where it was going. I knew who I was becoming. I saw the path. I saw the trajectory of opportunity. This is something the old Mark would have never done. I'd be like, get the fuck out of the way. I'm the sales guy, bitch. I'll do this myself. Now, I'm not saying sometimes that won't happen, but dude, like if you're building real companies, you can't be the accountant. You can't be the assistant. You can't be the paper maker. You can't be, the salesperson. You can't do it all. I know you can try. I know you can say, yeah, but I made some money. And I see people caught up making 100, 200, 300 grand a year. This is your problem. You're spending all your money on bullshit trying to keep up with the Joneses, even though you say you're not. And you don't have enough money or wherewithal or insights on how to hire people because you're too afraid to mess up. Well, newsflash, you're going to fucking mess this up. But guess what? Keep messing up until you get it right. Because when you get it right, your life will change forever. Because there are amazing people out there that want to do good work that are not that are not like the visionary, if you will. Let me step back for a second. That's actually a little true, but kind of not true. Let me explain. The truth is, as I hire teams, my vision actually grows through them. I see what they're capable of, and I see, again, when you're by yourself, you believe some of your bullshit. But when you got a team around you, you actually start picking up on the nuggets and the growth, and you're like, fuck, we're doing 10 million. I think we can do 25 million this year. So we actually I can pull strength because I know they got my back. And I know if I grow this bitch, they're going to make more money. That's what excites me, by the way. Them making more money, them living their dreams, them impacting clients, us growing the vision of the company and evolving things. So as we do this, what's neat is a lot of cool shit can happen from this. So yes, your team can help you build a vision. They'll make you a better visionary. Your team definitely will. So a lot of neat things here. I just do know your new norm needs to be conscious, and it needs to be it never stops. My new norm one day will be when I'm dead. That would be my norm. Mark was a good guy, or a great guy, hopefully, amazing guy. Hopefully that's what they're saying. But that will be a norm one day. I'm not thinking about that as much, but I'm more thinking about the jet. I'm more thinking about the kids getting older. True story, I'm looking at buying a cool lake house here in Ohio just for the summer, right on the lake, 15, 20 minutes from the house. So if there's any wholesalers in real estate that have a badass house over on Lake Erie, I'm in the market, cash, ready to close whenever the deal presents itself. So, and I'm willing to do full rehab, whatever. But the market's so hot, things are moving so fast. And again, my new norm is I didn't know I'd have multiple houses in multiple states and then still be able taking trips. See, the world I used to live in, the old Mark was like, well, I can either do this or that. I never asked myself, this is a true fucking story, by the way. It took me many years to figure this out. I never asked myself, how can I do both? I'd rather do both or none, to be honest with you, at this point in my life. I'm either in or I'm out, not half pregnant, right? My new norm is my conversations with myself are better. My new norm are reading better books about life and business growth. I don't need to learn about fucking marketing. I understand marketing, right? Now, not to say I wouldn't hire a better marketing agency to drive my company. I understand the fundamentals because I have 18 years of my life. I invested millions of dollars to learn marketing. So I kind of have a little bit of knowledge about it, right? Hire great people. Don't fucking nickel and dime yourself to wealth. Grow other people. They'll grow you. They'll grow financially. You grow financially. Everyone wins. What's the new norm look like? You, the new norm. I'm excited to see you on the journey. I'm excited to see you evolve. I'm excited to see you put a fucking, flag in the ground and say, this is my old norm. I'm moving on from this point forward. Because too many of you stuck in the norm. Same old shit, same different day, right? Just trying to figure out how to get by. Bullshit. Fucking how trying to get successful. Be more successful. Make more money. Make more impact. Make more connections. Have better relationships. Like, dude, there's so much to do. There's so much work to do. So much opportunity. If you're focused on the new norm. So I'm glad that word came out. Was being talked on the media because they're good at fucking pushing narratives. But to me, when I read the new norm, that's what it really means to me. What we're talking about here today. What's your new norm look like? And I'm not talking mask. I'm not talking fucking COVID and all this stuff. I'm talking your new norm in the economy. Your economy. The only fucking economy that matters. What's your new norm? I'm excited to share this message with you. I hope you take this information and do something with it. Please share what your 12-month new norm will look like. I'm very interested and excited to hear about it. And I typically, pretty much all the time, reply to all messages if I ever see them. So I'm not saying that like guys, I care about this shit. I know just being connected to you is going to make things better for all of us in the future, in today. So it's very important to me as we're evolving and growing and expanding. You know, maybe back in the day I could call you for 30 minutes. I can't do that shit anymore, but I could at least shoot you a quick message. I'm sitting out here, I could think about like, I need to hear where you're at and need to hear where you're going. If I have real shit going on in my life, which we all do every day, but I'm willing to share it, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. And this is a mindset journey, folks. Don't get it twisted. If you can get the mind right, everything else will definitely work itself out. So I'm here. Keep me posted. Appreciate the shares. If this message hit home, share it away. Tag me, and I'll see you on the other side. To your new norm, but from my new norm, see you. Make today count.
I'm Mark Evans, DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. And I come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. Thought they should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all, and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose. Yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm Mark Evans, DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm Mark Evans, DM. Deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, DM project.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.